What's up guys, my name is Drivons and today we're going to take a look at my Melffy Deck Profile. I know what you're thinking, well, isn't that an archetype that is based on small little fluffy animals? Well, yes, but with this deck profile it can be very dangerous. This is not a competitive deck profile, so I'm running 0 hand traps. The basic hand traps, Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre. I will say the only hand, I will just check really quick. Nope, no hand traps. But let's take a look at it, shall we? So starting up, I'm using 3 copies of Melffy Rabbit. This, I will say, for Melffy Deck Profile, you need to run 3 copies of every one of the animals. And this is a Melffy Rabbit. Because so you can get to it faster. I know this deck is based on to regenerate your animals or your Melffy monsters. And that is just the normal monster, so let's move on to the effect monsters. Then I'm using triple copies of Melffy Puppy. Melffy Puppy can add 1 beast monster, I think. I will quickly... No, special summon 1 level 2 level beast monster from our deck, which is... I hate my lamps. You can't see very well. So that is insane, because every Melffy effect monster have the effect that when I end my turn, I can special summon all of them except for if I have more than 1 copy of... Let's say if I now have 2 copies of Melffy Puppy in my hand and I end my turn, I can only special summon 1 of them, which is a little bit sad. Then I'm using... Whoops, oh my god, I dropped the card. Then I'm using 3 copies of Melffy Fanny. And when this card is returned to the hand, because Melffy monsters have the effects that during your end phase, you can special summon them. But every time a monster is normal summoned to your opponent's side of the field, I think. No. If a monster is normal or special summoned, you can return all effect Melffy monsters to your hand, based on if you want to do it. Melffy Fanny have the ability to return... When this card is returned to the hand, you can special summon 1 beast monster from your hand. That is awesome. Then I'm using triple copies of Melffy Caddy, which have the ability to add 1 beast monster from your deck to your hand. Then I'm using triple copies of Melffy Pony. Not a bad strategy. And when the pony is returned to your hand, you can't see shit. Oh, right. I will move them up here. I don't know why the light is so bright into the camera, but... Oh well. But then you can add 1 level 2 or lower beast monster from your graveyard to your hand. So again, use your monsters again and again. Then moving out away from Melffy's, we're using 2 copies of Sonic Chick. And the reason why is because, well, I didn't know where I had to store this. I actually think I will put one of my Sonic Chicks out and then put in or the Maroon Beast, the same that I used in my, what's it called, Karibo deck profile. Anyways, then for one of the stronger beast monsters in this deck, I'm using 1 copy of Alpha the Master of Beasts. This monster is just insane, because I can return any number of beast monsters I control to my hand. It's not focusing. I will cry if that's why. Oh well. And then I can return the same amount of cards to opponent's hand. Then I'm using one copy of Super Nimble Mega Hamster. Do you really need to have this close? Why won't you focus? Hello? There you go. As good as it now can. But when this card is flip summoned, defense position, and then I either do it myself. Now I punch to the camera. Do it myself or it's attacked. I can special summon 1 level 4 lower beast monster from my deck in face down defense position. Gosh, the light, I hate it. I don't know why, but I don't know why it does this. Why? I don't deserve this. Okay, now it's focusing. It was just because of all of this texture, of course. Then I'm using one copy of Bellyform Mystical Beast of the Forest. And that is just because, well, I will not say it's because it is a tuner, because I have a synchro monster on this, but it isn't a beast monster. And again, it's a level 2 beast monster, which is good to the Melffys. Then I'm using one copy of Neospatian Grand Mole, and that is just to troll my opponent. Because Grand Mole have the ability to return this when a battle is declared and this card is a target. Either if I attack with him or he is attacked, both monsters is returned to the owner's hand. So I can always get him back if he's not negated. If his effect is not negated, of course. Then I'm using one copy of Fencing Fire Ferret. This monster is insane in this deck profile because it guarantees you to destroy one of your opponent's monsters and deal 500 burn damage, which is insane. Your opponent will never see it coming. Then I'm using a card a lot of people might not be using, but I don't care. One copy of Obelisk the Tormentor, one of the 3 Egyptian god cards am I using in this, and that's because I have combos to summon 5 monsters in one turn if I get a lucky hand. And then I can tribute to Obelisk and then use Obelisk's ability to destroy all monsters and then deal 4000k damage. I don't remember this Obelisk's effect because there's different. No, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So it don't have the damage effect. Sad. Then to the searchers, I'm using one copy of Rescue Rabbit and one copy of Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat is the better version, I will say, because you can send this card from your field to the graveyard to special summon 2 beast monsters. I think it's 2 level 3 or below beast type monsters from your deck, but they have their effects negated. In order to do that, you just summon it, and that's why I think it's the better one. Rescue Rabbit, though, it does a little bit the same thing, but the only thing is, you can only summon 2 normal monsters with the same name. And the only reason why I'm using this monster in this deck profile is to get my Melffy Rabbies out quicker. To XC summon to the bigger boss monsters. Then for the last monsters, I'm using one copy of Baby Raccoon Pumpungo and 2 copies of Baby Raccoon Tan. Again, to summon beast monsters. Moving into the spell cards, I'm using 2 copies of Melffy Hide and Seek. This spell is one of the best, guarantee you to draw your monsters again, because if you have a lot of beast monsters in your graveyard, activate this card, get it out, and then shuffle your deck again with beast monsters, because this is a refiller to your deck. Because if you have 3 or more beast type monsters in your graveyard, you can activate this effect. Shuffle 3 of them with different names from your graveyard back into your deck and then redraw 1 card. That is an insane effect because you can redraw and guarantee yourself a chance to maybe hit your Melffy monsters once again if they're destroyed. And just in case if this card gets destroyed, we're using 2 copies of Melffy Deck. This is just like a Monster Reborn. Special summon 1 Melffy monster from your graveyard. Nothing there. Then for the last spells, I'm using 1 copy of Xyz Import to snatch one of my opponent's monsters as materials. Then 1 copy of Scapegoat to get some tokens out if needed. Then 1 copy of Twin Twisters to destroy spell traps. And then to stop attacks. 1 copy of Source of Revealing Light. And the last spell card in this deck profile is Rank Up Magic Quick Chaos. And that is to summon one of my Xyz Chaos monsters that I'm using. Then, moving into traps, we're using 3 copies of Melffy Playhouse. This is the key to victory in this deck profile. Because when you activate this card, first of all, make sure you get activated and not get destroyed by anything. Then you can detach any number. It's your choice. Any number of Xyz materials from Beast Xyz monsters you control. And then return the same amount of cards. I hate my camera. The same amount of cards from your opponent's side of the field to their hand. And then for each card, or for each material, that's what it's called. For each material detaches by this effect, all Beast Xyz monsters gets 500 extra attack and defense points. Or is it just... No, it gains only 500 more attack points. I don't know why my camera is fucked right now. But I'm gonna... Oh wait, I actually don't know what's going on. Moving on before my camera kills itself. But this is just the key to a victory. And I also love the artwork. And to September month, we will actually get more Melffy support. I know we are getting a Synchro monster. And then I think it's a new monster to them. Or a couple of new monsters to the archetype. Which is absolutely insane and perfect. And then I will say, what's it called? I think they are also getting, I think it's either 1 or 2 spells and then 1 new trap card. I think the newest trap card is Melffy Playground. But I'm not sure. It's just leaks that I have figured it out, and I will make sure to maybe make an updated deck profile when the cards get out. For the rest of the traps, I'm using 1 copy of Magic Cylinder to negate and damage my opponent. Then 1 copy of Gravedigger's Trap Hole. It's blurred. Come on. Why are you blurred? Oh well, you can't see it. It's because it's getting this and this also. But Gravedigger's Trap Hole is insane if you're playing against someone that is using hand traps. Because if an effect is activated from the hand or graveyard or banished zone, keep that in mind. A monster effect, of course. You can negate that effect and then destroy the card. You can then negate that effect and then destroy, I think it is. Negate its effect. Okay, just negating. But then you deal 2,000 points of damage to your opponent, which is insane. Then I'm using 1 copy of Draining Shield just to get some life. And then 1 copy of the most iconic trap card in the whole game, Mirror Force. Then I'm using 1 copy of Dimensional Prison and 1 copy of Solemn Strike to remove from play my opponent's attacking monsters and negating a summon or effect. And then I'm using 1 copy of Liberty Blast. And the last 2 traps are Xyz Reflect and Xyz Wrath, which are absolutely incredible in this deck profile. Moving on to the Extra deck, I'm using 3 copies of the boss monster. And a lot of people would not say that this is the boss monster, but oh boy, you're so goddamn wrong. I'm using 3 copies of Melffy Mummy. Okay, I'm gonna fix something. 2 seconds. Can I please go over there? There you go. 3 copies of Melffy Mummy, which have the effects. She has 3 effects out of, and that is because of the outcome of how many materials she got. But she have a once per turn effect, and that is once per turn you can detach 1 beast type monster from your hand or field to this monster as a material, which boosts her strength much more. And then if she have 3 or more overlay units is the materials, so your guys are with me, she can't be destroyed by battle. And if she have 4 or more, I will not take any battle damage. Oh, and now I'm sleepy. And the last effect is definitely the most insane, because if people don't know the Melffys, they will get scared at hell as fucked, bro. And that is, if she have 5 plus materials, when this card battles an opponent's monster, I inflict damage equal to my opponent's life points equal to the original attack of the attacking monster. I think I will just read. No, just the current attack, which is insane. Then I'm using 3 copies of Joyous Melffys. This monster is also one of the keys to this victory, because I can use one of its overlay units, and then this turn all my Melffy monsters is allowed to declare a direct attack, which can make sure to, if I get the right cards out, I will say I haven't got it yet, but I hope it might be done one day. And that is, I haven't tried a 1-turn kill combo with this deck, but right now I'm using cards to find out strategies to the different strategies. Then I'm using, for the last Xyz Melffys, I'm using 2 copies of Melffy of the Forest, which have the ability to search your Melffy cards. So a good thing is that first of all, make sure that you got some Melffy cards, and then maybe special summon them from hand during your end phase if you're going first. And then put some back row out to protect your monsters, and then summon Melffy of the Forest to begin to search for your cards. Then the monster I'm using together with rank of magic spell card is, and then I dropped it. Perfect. Is number 96 Dark Mist, which is one of my favorite number monsters, by the way. And the chaos form is number C39. 39. I can't speak English. Number C16. 96 Darkstorm. And, or if you prefer the other speed, number chaos 96 Darkstorm. Then for the last Xyz monster in this, wait a second, I'm too fast for this. Effects is when this card battles, I can use one of its overlay units to half the attack points of the attacking monster or opponent's monster, and then this card gains the same amount, halved by this effect. Last deck, Seas Monster, 1 copy of number 64, Ronin Raccoona Sandayo, which can make tokens that have the turn it summons currently the monster with the strongest attack power, or what you call it. Then for the synchro monsters, I'm using 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archery just to get a synchro monster out. And the link monsters, I will just take every one of them in one turn. I'm using 1 copy of Ausa the Earth Charmer Immovable. Then I'm using 1 copy of Tri-Brigade's Ferret the Barren Blossom, and 1 copy of Topologic Trespania, which have an insane effect to remove spell traps and then just burn your opponent slowly. And I will say this deck is stronger than you think, because I deck tested with one of my friends by using this, and think about it, there's no hand traps in this deck, and I still beat him. And that is because of the insane combos you can drill up with your Melffy monsters. But yeah, guys, if this was exciting to watch, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe down below to the channel if you haven't already, because it helps me more than you think, and then it's helped me to get the inspiration to make more deck profiles. Right now I have a lot of deck profiles, and yeah. But that was everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see each other next time. See ya.